the loss of press freedom and the dramatic loss of press freedom we have seen across the board in many parts of the world, and that is something that is of concern to us.
Okay. On Hong Kong specifically, has he got
I think that would cover Hong Kong.
Can I have one other question, please?
Why would you be different than anyone else, Yvonne?
All right. UNRWA, the deadline imposed by the Israeli security forces on the closure of those schools in East Jerusalem is coming up, I think, in the next week or so. What is the situation there? Have they moved off the premises? What is UNRWA doing?
My understanding is that the schools are continuing to operate. Murad. And then
on the tensions between India and Pakistan, the SCG offered his mediation and good offices. And the Pakistan ambassador just said that they actually invited the SCG to mediate. Have you received any response from India?
I think we expect the Secretary General to have more conversations with both parties. As in any conflict or any, we're not in a conflict, in any situation where there are high tensions between two member states, the Secretary General's good officers are available. But to state the obvious, good officers only work if all the parties involved accept it. And if I have something to share with you on that, I will. Kari, then Iftikhar.
Thanks, Steph. A follow-up on Murad's question. You say that the Secretary General is expected to speak with Indian and Pakistani leaders, but is it before the weekend? Because there's kind of a tight deadline that has been announced in the press. And second question was asked actually by Amélie and Yvonne. Thank you. Third question on Haiti. It's very difficult to have a clear picture of what's the exact presence of the UN right now. You keep mentioning there's less and less funding, like the funding being, the needs being funded only at 7%. So how many people are they and from where? Because are the PAM people still there? I think they had to leave. Do you have?
Yeah, I don't have the figures top of my head, but we continue to have an important presence in Haiti. But I can try to give you a breakdown of people. Iftikhar.
For the Indian leaders?
I will inform you when the calls happen. I will let you know when the calls happen. Okay. Well, Iftikhar, it's nice to see you in person and not on screen. Please.
Thank you so much, Steph. President Trump has unveiled a budget request for 2026 fiscal year, and at this budget request, it poses most contributions to the United Nations. What's your position?
My position? Yes, exactly. No, we've seen the news coverage. We've seen the budget has gone. This is part of an internal process. Each member state has its own different budget process. The U.S. process, as I understand it, it goes from the president to then Congress, who votes on it. So let's see what comes out of this process. Sinan.
Thank you, Steph. I think you received this question before, but I'm not 100% sure. And also, it's very important. I think it's okay if I ask again. According to reports, since the HTS took the government in Syria in December, we have seen a wave of kidnapping women, predominantly Alawite, taken to the Idlib, and which is a traditional HTS stronghold. And evidence is emerging that these women are taken to a life as sex slaves, and the kidnapping mirrored the enslavement of thousands of Yazidi women by ISIS in 2014. So, and also Mr. Gay Patterson, I think he mentioned last week during the Security Council meeting. So the question is, according to your knowledge, is there any independent committee investigating this case?
These reports are highly concerning, to say the least, right? And we are very concerned at any attempts to increase sectarian tensions in Syria. I will check with our colleagues on the various Syria-based commissions working around the Human Rights Council if they've done work specifically on this issue. Okay, any questions online? Thank you all.